What's happening, my beautiful people? My name is Dirty Mike, and today, my friends, I've got the video that I keep getting asked about. You guys want the top 5 overpowered players. Who are the best players in this league at that position? Well, that's the type of content I'm bringing you in this video. And we're going to be covering the top 4 leagues. The Premiership, the La Liga, the Calcio A, and the Bundesliga. And it just gets a little bit sweeter. We're looking at the top 5 attackers, midfielders, and defenders in each of these leagues. Oh, and hold on just one moment. Look at the hair though. What's going on today? I've divided the top 5s based on the best overall players, no price range, and then also your best value players, which means they're going to be 10,000 coins or less. So whether you're looking for the best players that's going to impact your squad and you have no price range, or if you're looking to do things on that discount shopping tip, I've got your back. This type of video takes a lot of time to put together. If you want to do it thorough, you want to be credible, because your opinion matters. I got enough pride to make sure that I'm playing with these players, going up against them, and taking notes, gathering data. So if you enjoy it, we've got to drop a thumbs up. I'm assuming this video is going to be a bit longer as well, so sit back, get some popcorn, get your snacks, some gummy worms, whatever floats your boat. Well, actually, if you had a root beer float, that would... Let's be bold and go for 2,000 likes. In the comments, give me your top 5. What players did I leave off the list? At the end of the day, this is still my opinion, and I'm not perfect. If I left something off, you got to let me know. And I'm also going to leave a comment about legends. Upvote that if you want to see me talk about the best legends in FIFA 17. I want to make sure there's enough interest for legends because, of course, it's Xbox exclusive. But if you can slide them into a squad, oh, they help. Without a doubt, they help. In these top 5s, I did not include any special cards, so no informs, no team of the season, no SBC, because I want this video to live on, and that starts to complicate things. And of course, there's no legends, and that's why I asked if you wanted a separate video regarding the legends. Now, if you need cheap games, cheap codes, or even pre-orders, head on over to G2A. Make sure to use Dirty at checkout. It'll get you a little bit of some extra discount. The links are all down below in the description. I've got the USA kit on, but we're heading to Italy to get things underway, where we're going to Calcio A, once was known as the Serie A. And the final disclaimer I have, make sure you're watching right now, is if a cheap player makes it into my overall top 5, then I'm not going to include that player in the value purchase because they're in the overall top 5. And there's no reason for me to double dip. Let me slide another player into the cheap option or the value option or the discount shopping option, the coupon joint. Let's talk about attackers, which deals with strikers, center forwards, left wingers, and right wingers. All one category here, attackers. And I've decided that Niang deserves to be in the top 5 for overall. He's coming in at number 5. The man is a threat. You don't want to see him. He's going to make you feel it. I've also got the 5-star skiller, the new and improved 5-star skiller, El Shaarawy. He does get a bit tired, but he's got okay size for a winger. And I notice him on the pitch when I'm playing against him, when I've got him in my squad. Not bad. Speaking of 5-star skillers, we've got my main squeeze. I mean, I'm not pumping out lemonade or orange juice, but Cuadrado is the real deal. Holyfield, I love having him. Cuadrado has the creativity and the skills to pay the bills, and I just don't have many negatives when I'm talking about Cuadrado. He's one of the best wingers in this year's installment, and he's not going to cost you an arm and a leg. That's what makes the Calcio so great. That sounds so funny saying it like that. All the years that I've said Serie A, and now we got Calcio A. It's beyond me. But, like I was saying, the Calcio A is basically your all-in-one cheap league, unless you want to go into the Liga 1, which I didn't include in this countdown because there's just not enough expensive players. I felt like it would have been a waste, unless you guys want to see me do another video including which leagues. I'll let y'all decide, actually. If you want to see a follow-up video talking about other leagues and their best players, which leagues? Put that in the comments. Put that in the comments. If somebody upvotes a bunch of them, I'll know these are the ones that have to go into a video. I'm talking like ASAP. Number 2, and no surprises, we've got big man on campus, Higuaín, who I have seen in person, and he didn't make us look good. USA versus Argentina, that was a bad match. If you saw it, then, you know, Messi's over here scoring free kicks. It made me sad, actually, in the finals, though, to see Messi miss a penalty kick. I'm not saying that it ruined his legacy or even hurt his legacy, but You just don't expect to see that from Lionel Messi. Topping the charts, we've got Dybala. Woo, he's got an improved card. And don't worry about his weak foot. Don't be scared. He's worth putting in any squad that you put together. If he can slide into that starting 11, happy days. Now we're transitioning into the top 5 value purchases at the attacking positions. And I want to start out with my man Jovetic. And I've had love for this guy in FIFA. I think this is about the 3rd or the 4th year now where Jovetic is somebody that I always talk about. He's got the size, the skills. I actually like using him often as a center forward or a cam. If you're a false 9 guy, you can appreciate Jovetic. Next to him, number 4. And as I said, this is in order, or I hope I said that. And we're going 5 to number 1. I'm not just listing 5 players. I'm giving you guys my opinion in order. I know that's risky business, but it has to be done. Next to Jovetic, we got Perisic. Similar type of player. I'd actually prefer if I get him in the middle of the pitch. You play him on off chemistry, it'll work out for you. At the midway spot, Insigne is so damn cheap this year. I want to say he's like 1,500 coins, and he's got the touch of a pure genius. Oh, he's a technical monster. He's just kind of small, and that's why he doesn't make it into the overall top 5 for me. He's still solid, though. I don't have any negatives really to say outside of his size being an issue. Runner-up slot, Backa. And if you're looking for a powerful, clinical finisher of a striker, you got one. He's not the most skillful, and you got to play simple, but he is strong. And if you are accustomed to using the shield, thumbs up. This guy will work. Number 1, we've got Muriel, and he's returned to his overpowered greatness of the past. If players were more expensive in this league, you would see Muriel appear in squad after squad after squad, but you just have so many options and so much variety when you're in the Calcio A. Let's talk about the midfield. No price restrictions. Number 5 is Banega, and he is cheap. Wow, he's going to be a cheap, overpowered player. I suppose he's an 84 overall, so I don't know if that counts then as overpowered, but I love this guy. The only downside is this man gets tired. And statistically, it feels as if he's on attribute cards, or he's got a chemistry style without applying that chemistry style. Everything just seems a little bit boosted. I've got so much love for Pjanic. I'm happy to have you at number 4. Big upgrade, 4-star skills. They still should have given you better shot power. I love the guy. I just enjoy watching him play in real life. Bosnians out there, salute. The next 3, we're going to go quickly, and they're all similar types of player. Asamoah, another cheap beast. And he reminds me of Conte in the Premiership, except he's a better attacker. Then we have Marquisio, another very balanced center mid. He can do everything on the pitch, and topping the charts, speaking of balance, Nainggolan. Wow. Nainggolan, wow. When you say his first name, it has to follow with some sort of superlative. The man is all over the place. He never gets tired. He's physical. Overall stats, across the board. You dream of FIFA players like Nainggolan. If you can afford them, pick him up. Pick him up. Let's look at value, even though we did see a couple cheap players slide into the main countdown. That just tells you how good they really are. And at number 5, we've got Allan, the Brazilian, who I see used in a lot of squads. For me, he's been decent, but he deserves a slot. He's been better than other CDMs that he's competing against. I've always been a major fanboy of Big Leah, and I actually feel as if, sadly, Allan has surpassed him. Then we've got Fernandes, the 5-star skiller. I'm surprised. He always hovers around the same stats, and this year he just feels a little bit smoother, maybe a little crisper, just a little bit better. I don't know what it is. Midway point. Can I get a drum roll? That was too much. That was just a tad bit too much. We've got Sosa, another great overall midfielder. He just performs well. I've used him in a lot of different squads and in different roles, whether he's an outside cam, he's in the middle of the pitch. Can he dance a little bit? How about some free kicks? How's your facilitation? It's all good to go. 2, we've got Khedira. And I wish he just didn't leak forward. Everything else is good to go. And he links with a lot of squads too, which is a definite plus. Another holding midfielder that likes to attack for whatever reason. And then topping the value options. We've got Hamsik. And this guy for an 85 is costing you next to nothing. Had a beautiful Team of the Season card as well. Very underrated and underappreciated in this league, mainly because he doesn't have a nationality that makes it easy to put together hybrids and just squad builders in general. I've always been told defense wins championships, so let's talk about it. And I'm starting out with Chiellini, which might be a surprise. He's high rated. Everybody loved him last year, but something's just missing in FIFA 17 with Chiellini. Side note, congratulations to the Chicago Cubs, which has nothing to do with this video. But I just thought that I should slide that in. It seemed like it was relevant enough. And at number 4, we've got Sandro. And then number 3, I've also got Florenzi, both fullbacks. I actually prefer Florenzi. As stated, of course, he's ahead, and he's a lot cheaper. And Sandro's price is going to come down. Believe that. And then number 2, we got Bonucci. Number 1, we got Barzagli. And there's a lot of personal preference. At least 5 or 6 incredible top-tier center backs in the Calcio A. This is not a position that is lacking in this league. So you've got options, and so much will come down to preference. That's why Barzagli is number 1 for me. He's not higher rated than Bonucci. He's not higher rated than Chiellini. But he performs better. That's all I care about. Value time. Remember, Florenzi won't be an option because he's in that main countdown, but we've got Ansaldi. I wanted to start there. I like Evra, but he gets tired too quickly, so I just couldn't slide him into my top 5. When he's feeling in shape, when he's running around the pitch, he's better than Ansaldi for me. But after the 70th minute, I'm like, where did you go, Evra? And when you get countered, FIFA 17 is going to kill you. Here lies the center back connection. And I've gone with Rudiger, Koulibaly, and Manolas. All 3 of them are solid choices. I really like using Rudiger too because he links up with the Bundesliga so easily. Makes it no effort. Put him with Taw, bam, you got a cheap, overpowered hybrid. At number 1, we've got the Brazilian Genie and one of the very few right wing backs in FIFA 17, Perez. Love him. Love him, man. He's all over the place. All right. Next up, we're moving into the Bundesliga. And I want to start with the attackers once again. At number 5, we got Lewandowski. And that might be a surprise to some of you lovely subscribers and viewers at home. But the Bundesliga's got better players, in my opinion. And there's something always missing from Lewandowski. I haven't quite put my finger on it. If he's just not fast enough. Is he not physical enough? Is his ability to wiggle and work in the box. He's missing the juice. Number 4, we have the Netherlands representative, Robin. And this year, he can jump. He's got springs. He's quick, which he always is going to be that. His weak foot feels a little more like a 3-star, and I would recommend playing him as a striker, actually, versus playing him as a right winger if you want to get the most out of Robin. And at the midway point, we got our shocker. Well, maybe not if you've been watching the streams. But Coman, Jesus Christ, Coman, possibly the most overpowered player in FIFA 17, bold statement. And at the runner-up, yeah, you see me moving and grooving now. I just barely edged Royce over Coman. A little bit bigger, definitely a better finisher. He has the long shot capabilities. He also gives you set pieces, but it's even close between those two. So if you can't afford Royce and you're trying to experiment, and maybe you're putting together some French connection, Coman should definitely be in your squad. And at number 1, no surprises, the sweaty player. You will lose friends over using Aubameyang, but he deserves the recognition. He got to be at the number 1 spot. Has to be. Has to be. Let's clap it up. We got the cheap options, and at number 5, we have Bolland, who I didn't think I'd be calling out his name, but he just got it. Something. He's strong. He's got a left foot from heaven. Salute you, FIFA gods. Next to him, I've also got Han, another player I did not believe I would be talking about this late into FIFA. I know it's only been, a month and a half or so, but I just didn't think that I'd be discussing Han or Volland being overpowered and being valuable options in the Bundesliga. Number 3, we've got Bellarabi, who I use in my squads quite often, especially if I'm making a cheap Bundesliga team. Links up well. Another guy that has that size. And it's important this year to be physical. And at the runner-up spot, we've got the always in form Chicharito, Javier Hernandez, Mr. Goal himself. And can I get another one of those drum rolls? Maybe, maybe not. But number 1, and expect an inform this year, we have Dembele. And I actually prefer often using Bellarabi over Dembele, but I know for many people it's a vice versa. And I think there's a little bit of some personal preference there, and it depends how you're playing. So for me, Bellarabi is better at getting in behind, and Dembele is much better on the ball. And if you're playing a little more of a compacted formation, or if you're playing the 4-3-2-1 where you're cutting inside a lot, Dembele is going to be the bee's knees. I cannot believe I just said bee's knees in a video. Oh my goodness, we got to work on our rhyme schemes here, Mike. Bring on the midfield, and I'm waking up everyone in this apartment complex. Starting out with somebody you probably didn't think I was going to include, especially not this high, at number 5, Kevin Campbell. Love this guy. He never gets tired, and his first touch is clean. He's just one of those guys that's sort of silky on the ball, and I don't see him used a lot, and this league struggles with midfielders. Outside of a few, there's not that much depth. You'll see what I'm talking about in just a minute. Number 4, we've got Thiago representing Spain. New 5-star skiller. I salute you. Always happy about more skill moves. Next to Thiago, we've got Draxler, who I've used in countless squads. And it's crazy to me how he's never been expensive this year. At his highest point, he was around 12,000 coins, and he's worth every penny. Speaking of being worth every penny, Renato Sanchez! Maybe a top 10 midfielder in FIFA 17. And the only reason he's not number 1 is because Vidal might just be a tad bit better. Passing, it's a little bit better. You notice it, especially if you're using threaded through balls or large switches. A little bit more of the complicated type of pass. And I actually think that Vidal's shooting is a little bit better as well. But Renato and Vidal, put them into your squad, team them up together. You will never be disappointed. Value midfielders, and this is where it starts to hurt my heart. When I had to put Bender into a countdown, I was shocked. And next to him, I then went with Castro. And they're not bad, but are there better options in other leagues if we were comparing center mids? The answer is yes. Number 3, we've got Super Mario, who offers you great passing and a consistent first touch. But he just declines in every single FIFA. He gets a little bit slower, and he's hard to use. A lot of squads just don't work with Super Mario. He can't fit in there and score goals or make a difference. He's just missing that physicality or that presence on the pitch. And next to him, we've got Didavi, who I would recommend trying out. I've seen a lot of mixed reviews. I've played well with him, but I don't think he represents his statistics as well as he should when he's in a game. And then at number 1, and actually close to being in the top 5, is Calhanoglu, the free kick mastermind. There's not much better from that facet in FIFA. So if you're looking for a dead ball specialist, you found him. You found him. Da-na-na! Da-na-na! We're talking about defense, and there's a few options I love in the Bundesliga. And at number 5, I've gone with Piszczek, who sometimes feels like a fast center back playing as a fullback. He's not good going forward. That's all I'm going to say. But he's still a very viable option, and in my opinion, your best fullback in the Bundesliga. If you're looking for the right back, If you're looking for the right back. Not fullback, right back. Best option. Next to my man Piszczek, you could put Socrates, you could put Toprak. I like it. Both got good size, good physicality, positioning, defending. Can we leave it at that? The final 2, I've gone back and forth and flip-flopped, and I don't know who should be ahead of who. Alaba's the best left back in the game, and Boateng's the best center back in the game. It's just that simple. And that's where you make that beautiful triangle in your squad where you have Alaba, Vidal, Boateng, or if you want to be a little bit cheaper, Alaba, Vidal, Renato Sanchez. It's just so difficult for your opposition to break you down. Hey, let's talk about value. Not everything is lost just yet. And I've got Dragovic, who's an underrated center back that works well for me. And I felt like he deserved a mention in this year's installment for what he can produce as a defender and the consistency that he brings to your squad. Next, we've got a player that I enjoy watching in the Bundesliga, Ricardo Rodriguez. It's too bad he got a bit of a pace downgrade. He needs that. But he reminds me of Leighton Baines, if you want to compare FIFA players. Got some similarities in terms of being able to cross the ball, being able to score goals from distance. Offers you a little bit of a different feel for your fullbacks. Wait, we've got 2 more fullbacks. I want to talk about Michel Visa, who's going to cost you 500 coins tops. This German's got 4-star skills, and he looks comfortable. In fact, a lot of people prefer Michel Visa as their number 1 right back. So he is a class pickup. If you haven't used him, Don't take my word for it. Somebody else would recommend him if it wasn't me. I'm telling you, he is certified even at top tier levels. You could play this guy in Division 1. And then I've also got Wendell, who works in Division 1 as a left back option. If you can't afford Alaba, this is solid. Don't even worry about it. Pick up Wendell. Happy days again. Happy days. At number 1 for value, I've decided to go with the cheap Boateng. And I do want to make a disclaimer. I'm not saying he's as good as Boateng. I know how you guys like to take content out of context. If you do not have Boateng type coins, Ta has some features, some statistics. Sometimes he performs like a Boateng. But he is not of equal stature, but he deserves the number 1 slot when you're looking at defenders on that super cheap discount hype. Welcome to the La Liga, where FIFA players go broke. And when we're looking at attackers, I want to start out with Griezmann, who I enjoy using, and he's been very solid for me. I've used him in a couple FUT champs. And I do want to throw out a quick spoiler. Neymar's not making it into this top 5. I think Neymar is someone you can flip with Griezmann if you're looking at my countdown, just about personal preference. And I like Neymar. This is not saying he's not good. This league is just that talented. Just wait, I'll show you. Number 4, we've got the Vampire Suarez. He's still the king. Finishes breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, everything. And then next to him, I've gone with Messi. At number 3, Messi is number 3. That's why it's so hard for Neymar to get included on this countdown. And at the runner-up slot, Gareth Bale. This game suits Gareth Bale. And at number 1, no surprise, might be the best player in FIFA 17 if you're not including a couple of the legends. Ronaldo. He's back to his FIFA greatness. You won't be disappointed. Save up the coins, buy him. He'll win you a lot of matches. Trust, I never look forward to going against anyone who has Ronaldo in their squad. Never. I'm going to Walmart after this, so let's talk about the value players. And we've got Morata, who looks like a monster on the pitch. And I actually think he's going to get an inform. So if you have that one to watch, it might take a while, but just be patient. I believe Morata will get an inform this year. Next to Morata, and a very commonly used winger, we have Inaki Williams. Just very physical. I haven't looked, but his beast rating must be high when you're looking on Foothead. I would guess it has to be at least an 85. I don't know. I haven't looked at it, so if Mike's wrong, I'm wrong. And for me, Inaki Williams doesn't have some of those premium touches I like, but I've played against him so much, and his physicality makes up for some suspect first touches from time to time. These next 3 are very interchangeable, once again, on preference, where you've got Ben Yedder, you've got Bakambu, you have Pato. I like all 3. I've made a lot of squads where they're all in that team. And they perform. I also have Gamero as an honorable mention if you're looking for value options. I just felt like these guys were better. It's close, but I just felt like they were a little bit better. When we're looking at the best midfield, this league, it's got some high-rated options. And at number 5, we got the German international Toni Kroos, another player I enjoy watching play week in and week out. He feels a lot faster than his 42 pace or whatever they gave him on this card. I complained when I saw his initial card because at this rate, next year, is he just walking? He never has a sprint button. Next to Kroos, on the rival squad, we've got Rakitic and we have Iniesta, both being able to provide. You get better shooting numbers from Rakitic, and Iniesta's a little bit slipperier. I like his first touch. I think it's impressive. I think the way that he's able to split the defense, it looks good. He's a little bit better for my playstyle. I'm still on that tiki-taka hype, but if you're more physical, you're taking a lot of long shots, then Rakitic might go over Iniesta. A little bit of some preference. Cover star James Rodriguez comes in at number 2. Teach us how to use the Trivela. That was a great inclusion from EA, even though free kicks, I don't see them being scored that much this year, and I think they've lost actually a little bit of hype when they did the revamp, but when you do score a free kick, you feel a certain type of way about yourself. And at the number 1 spot, I think it's always going to be a given. Modric this year, if you've used him, then I don't have to go into a lot of depth. He's one of those midfielders that will be the best cam on the pitch, best center mid, and even as a CDM or a holding mid, he's not going to let you down. He's just one of the best players on the pitch at all times. Hey, back to the discount. And we still got a lot of high-rated midfielder, starting out with Koke. And he's good. 84, and he's good. I don't really have anything negative to say, but he is missing something that takes him to the next level. And you're going to see when I mention one other name in this list. Next to your favorite soda, we've got Casemiro, and then also Nzonzi. I prefer Nzonzi, a little bit bigger, more physical, the French connection. But both of these guys, great holding midfielders, and they perform better than their statistics may suggest. Number 2, already got an inform. Isco, and then topping this whole thing, putting it together. And this is why I said that Koke is at number 5. Turan is at number 1. And statistically, they're similar. Turan does have the 4-star skills, but he just performs much better. And I'm happy that he's no longer a winger. That screwed his card year in and year out. He was always struggling. And for honorable mentions, I still like Boateng this year. And you have Kovacic. So if you're looking for a couple other players, there are good alternatives in this league in the midfield, just depending how you want to build up, who links with your squad, how many coins do you have. As always, what kind of flick of the wrist? Can we rewind that? We've got defense, and it's going to win you championships, or it's going to lose you games, especially if you're playing in a high division. At number 5, I've gone with Pepe. Still a solid card, going to give you consistency. At number 4, we've got Varane, who's actually relatively cheap. I believe he's around 5,000 coins when this video is being uploaded. Put him into your squad, watch him work. The top 3, and I know a lot of people feel Ramos is overrated. He's not the greatest defender. He's just decent looking with good hair, and he gets a lot of hype regarding not just his card, but his performance in real life. I understand. But he still needs to be at number 3. And next to him, I've gone with Alba at number 2, and then Marcelo at number 1. 2 guys you could flip-flop just on preference. I like Marcelo. He's a little bit bigger, and he fits my play style just a tad bit better, but both of these guys are monsters. I apologize to Godin. You deserve to be in the top 5 based on how good of a defender you are, but FIFA just doesn't do you right. When we're looking at value, we're starting out with a boob. Titty. That was a terrible reference from me. Kind of small, bit undersized, new transfer. He'll work. I notice him when he's in the match. He wins a lot of 50-50s. He can step in front of players. He feels agile. I like it. Here comes the overload of fullbacks, where we've got Juan Fran, Carvajal, De Marcos, Trey Molinas. There's a lot of options. And this all comes down to who works the best for you. Where are you getting your bounce backs? Did you have a good game with this guy? Is that what makes him greater than that guy? And that's kind of what decides everything. And Trey Molinas has always been one of those players that I really, truly appreciate. I've even tweeted at him. That's how much I like him in FIFA. His card has saved my back end time after time after time. 2 quick honorable mentions would be Mangala and Matthew, if you guys want a couple other center backs. I know that was 4 fullbacks in that countdown. What you've all been waiting for, we've got the Premiership, and we're looking at attackers. Where do we begin? Oh yeah, it's a Vardy party. I love Jamie Vardy this year. I prefer him over many other strikers that you might even like a little bit better, but he finishes, he's in the right place. Did I mention he's fast and he's physical? Yep, that'll work. Clap it up for him. Number 4, we're embracing Sanchez, who already has a couple informs this year. Arsenal's not looking too shabby. And I went with Aguero at number 3, which might surprise some people. And there is something that I want to make as a disclaimer. When we go forward, just wait for just a moment. Because next to Aguero, we got Martial. And use him as a striker. Use him as a winger. Use him as a center mid. It doesn't matter. He's the best. Yes, that's right. The best of the cover players, in my opinion. EA did everything in their power to make sure Martial was going to perform at a level we've never seen before. In terms of the 82 overall, it doesn't even make sense when you're using him. He's physical, he's athletic, he's big, he's fast, his first touches are premium, he's got skill moves. What you want me to say? And topping the charts, we've got the nose himself, Derda Zlatan. I've only got positive things to say about Ibra. Now, this is where there's a personal preference change or a switch or a swap. Ibra, you must play a little bit slower. I even recommend using him as a cam or a center forward. If you play for the counterattack, then maybe an Aguero or a Martial will be better for you. Just a little bit better suited. But if you have that slower build-up, or you have those intricacies, Ibra's physicality and his finishing. Yeah, you're going to like that a lot. Value options, what we got? Ooh, number 5. We're going with Shaq. Shaqiri, if you've used him, you know. If you haven't, you should try him out. And then next to him, it's Sterling. You barely make it into this. Just barely. Selling for around 9K coins. So he's just right under the horizon. He wouldn't make it into my top 5 overall, but if we're looking at a budget player, you got it, Sterling. Welcome. Musa! Coming in at number 3. Dude's lightning fast, never gets tired. Use him. We won't have to talk that much more about how good he is. Even scores long shots. I don't understand. Musa's one of those guys that is made to be great in FIFA. Just made to succeed. And speaking of, Balassi at number 2. You're seeing him used in pro events right now because he's so physical and he's so dominant on the wing. And if you sneak him in from the back post, he'll score headers because he's not lacking that size. And then topping my cheap choices. As much as I hate it, it's got to be Remy. As much as I hate he doesn't have the best first touch. Sometimes he looks sloppy. He just wins 50-50s. He's so physical and just has that luck or that BS factor. My filming process is so long today, I just killed a battery. But at number 1, as much as I might dread to say it, Remy's got to be there. He just offers you this BS FIFA capability that Remy's got. And you're not going to see a Sturridge on this countdown. He doesn't work for me. No weak foot, no skills now. And I play against him, and there's so many people that use him well. But I just am not part of that group, so I just could not include him in the expensive tier because there's so many good players in the Premiership. It's time. Let's talk about the midfield. And we're starting out with Wayne Rooney. Yes, I just said Wayne Rooney in my top 5 in the midfield. No price cap. He's the real deal this year. Between his physicality and his shooting numbers, he's going to dominate the midfield. And he never gets tired. Just beware if you're going up against someone that's using Rooney. If you let him unleash, oh, you will be losing in that match. Don't doubt Wayne Rooney. Next to Wayne, we've got a special player this year, Mr. Kanté. Not typically someone that I would try to incorporate in my squads, but he's just that good. He's worth whatever his price tag is at. I think right now, as this video drops, he's around 35K. And he just is a constant home wrecker. Yeah, I used home wrecker as the terminology. He disrupts everything in the midfield all game because you know he's not going to get tired. And he reminds me of Ramirez last year, if you need a comparison player. And then next to him, and this was a very big debate for me. This tells you how good Kanté is. Yaya Toure is coming in at number 3, but I thought about Kanté flipping with Yaya. Just because of everything he's been able to do. He's certified for FUT champs. And Yaya, of course, has that physicality, has the skill, can score goals. If you understand the shield command and how to put it into use. The top 2, in my opinion, are obvious with Kevin De Bruyne. And then Paul Pogba is probably your best midfielder outside of Legends, once again, in FIFA 17. I don't think there's a better midfielder. Whether you're using him as a cam, center mid, or CDM. But he'd be wasted as a CDM. And 2 honorable mentions that I got to talk about is Dembele. I love him. And then Coutinho also. I love him. I just preferred this top 5. But if you wanted to flip one of them in, I understand. That's fine. I'm not going to argue with you. Now, we got the value choices. And I believe at number 5 that Herrera has earned that slot. I like using him this year. He does have a certain feel or a sense of balance. And so does Barkley, actually, right next to him. As a supporter of Everton, I've always got a lot of love for Big Ross, man. He's big bodying folks. And he looks large and in charge when he's on the pitch, which will allow you to dictate the midfield. And even if you wanted to play him as a center mid as opposed to a cam, it works because of that size. At number 3, I've gone with another center attacking midfielder that doesn't always get put into the first team when people are making FIFA Ultimate Team squads just because of nationality. But Eriksen deserves any praise that he's getting, especially with how Spurs have been playing. And then I've gone with another player that surprises me when I'm looking at the runner-up slot. Fernandinho, I did not expect to be talking about you in any top 5. Maybe I'm a hater. I don't know. I just didn't see it happening. But he's good this year, and he's going to be one of the more expensive, probably close to the 10K mark, just under. Maybe you get him for 8 or 9. I guess Eriksen's not that far off that price tag. And then at number 1, And if you put him into a squad, especially early on in the year because he's been cheap for a while, we've got the deadly Afro, Belgium international Fellaini. He's just got legs that just keep going. I can miss time and tackle and Fellaini's like, no, we got this. Or I can go for a slide and he just continues all the way down the pitch. Here, do a 20-foot slide tackle. And he's just overpowered. The definition of a player statistically that doesn't look amazing on paper, but when you get him into a match, he performs at a top tier level. Welcome to overpoweredness. I don't know if that's a word. Overpoweredness. It might be a word. But Fellaini deserves my #1 choice when you're looking at cheap options for your midfield. Here we are. Last time we're talking about defense. And when you're looking at the expensive choices, I've started out with guys that I can appreciate. We got Bailey. We got Smalling. We got Koscielny. And these are all interchangeable. I also like Otamendi if you were looking for another expensive guy that you just wanted to toss in there. When I was looking at the defenders in the Premiership, I was trying to decipher if any of the center backs were actually going to be more valuable than just the 2 right backs with Bellerin and Kyle Walker. And that's who I put at #1 and #2. Walker's a little more physical, but it's still one of those. You can go both ways. Maybe you're making a squad that's Spanish. Maybe you got a bunch of English players. Whatever works for you. I've used both in FUT Champions, and neither have disappointed. Value in the Premiership. And at #5, we've got Matip. I hate to see Liverpool succeeding so well in the Premiership this year. They've been impressive. Even though we're talking about defense, their offense, damn, their offense has been dangerous. Next to Matip, we've got 2 center backs that they share similarities with Zuma and Winston Reid. Highly recommend both. 2 thumbs up. As with the previous top 5 overall defenders, now when we're looking at value, I decided to go with Klein. And then Luke Shaw, damn, that man is stocky in this year's installment. And I also want to mention that I enjoy using Danny Rose. So if you want another option, you don't like Luke Shaw, Danny Rose works. But these are my top 2 in terms of fullbacks, and then I gave you the center backs. Thanks again for watching. If you guys enjoyed the video, this is going to be a longer upload, I'm sure of it. Make sure to drop a thumbs up. Welcome you to the team. If you're new, I'd love to have you subscribe. And in the comments down below, let me know what you're thinking about the top 5s, legends. Do you want to see me do a video on goalkeepers? We got a lot to talk about. This should create some good dialogue. I'm looking forward to all that down below, but I have a lot more coming for you ASAP. Peace.